It's already time for the Eternal Awakening mini expansion, and the card I have today is spicier than an SVO top 8 stream. Say hello to Combustion Demon, a 3 play point 3/3 neutral follower with a whole bunch of effects which I'll go through one at a time. On fanfare, Combustion Demon makes an enemy follower become banished when it leaves play. Functionally, this not only denies any last words effects, but that follower will also get banished when bounced by an effect. With Enhanced 7, you summon a second Combustion Demon, then evolve all your Combustion Demons. Finally, when Combustion Demon is evolved, it will deal 5 damage to a random enemy follower at the end of your turn. Now, I know a lot of Shadowverse boomers out there have been praying for a card like this for a very long time. Right off the bat, there are very clear parallels between Combustion Demon and the old sword legendary Octress Omen of Usurpation. They're both 3 playpoint followers that deny last words, have an evolve effect, and have an enhance effect. Combustion Demon is essentially a modern, neutral Octress. This has massive implications for not just the current meta, but for the rest of the year. The more impactful last words effects there are, the more relevant Combustion Demon will be. With its respectable 3/3 stat line, Combustion Demon can easily be splashed into a wide variety of decks whenever its fanfare effect is considered valuable. Lurging Corpse, Floros, Gelt, and Ilgano are just a few historical examples of highly impactful last words effects that Combustion Demon would love to shut down. In the current Eternal Awakening meta, Razia Vengeful Cannon Lancer has the most impactful last words effect, and having the means to neutralize it will make Bite Dragon a much easier matchup for any deck that plays Combustion Demon. Colosseum on High variants of Bite Dragon have been gaining popularity, and these builds rely more on Razia than traditional builds. Combustion Demon could have an immediate impact on the meta just by dealing with Razia. Miltio the Lovers is another obvious target for last words denial, but Gremry Shadow with Miltio has already fallen significantly in popularity. Miltio will remain in rotation for several more months, so he's still going to be on the radar for Combustion Demon. Similarly, future last words followers with very powerful effects may be held in check by Combustion Demon. The evolve effect, dealing 5 damage to a random enemy follower, looks pretty solid on paper. Compared to Goblin Queen, who creates a 5/5, Combustion Demon's evolve effect is reactive rather than proactive and is generally going to be less impactful on its own. Since the effect triggers at the end of your turn, Combustion Demon himself must survive. The opponent can then play around Combustion Demon by hiding a strong follower behind a ward with 5 or more attack. Goblin Queen is a pretty easy way to do that, but as Gremry Shadow drops in popularity, so does Goblin Queen's relevance in the current meta. This interaction between Goblin Queen and Combustion Demon could arise in future expansions, since these cards will probably continue to see play. An upside of being a randomly targeted effect is that you can snipe ambush followers. The most relevant ambush follower in the current meta is Dark Prison Dragon, but a pre-evolve with Colosseum on High will set Dark Prison to 6 defense. Dealing with ambush followers isn't likely to be too relevant for the rest of Eternal Awakening, but that's something to watch out for when more ambush followers are released in the future. Given the reactive nature of Combustion Demon's evolve effect, you might expect him to do well in control decks. However, a lot of non-sanctuary control decks right now have to play Embodiment of Cocytus, which wants you to save evolution points. You can think of Combustion Demon evolve as just an extra option that you don't always have to go for. Simply having that additional source of removal should you require it is going to be helpful. Combustion Demon's Enhance effect basically gives you 2 free evolves, 2 5/5s on board, and up to 2 5 damage pings at the end of your turn for 7 play points. This will clear a lot of different boards, but once again, the weakness of having to survive till the end of the turn comes back to bite us. Despite being able to deny one last words effect, Combustion Demon is really ineffective against Invincible Monster Trio, since you have to choose between trading or activating your evolve effect. Removing just the trios themselves is not going to cut it, since it's very easy for any Gremry deck to just hide another threat behind them. The fact that Combustion Demon doesn't directly affect either player's defense total is unfortunately a major setback. It might feel unfair, but you have to compare him to Folia, Retired Sovereign, or just any combination of cards from Sanctuary Haven. The standard for control decks in the late game is that they can not only address your board, but also heal themselves or otherwise put pressure on the opponent at the same time. You need to prevent lethal setups from aggressive decks by healing yourself, or at least warding up, and Combustion Demon does neither of those. That being said, the Enhance is definitely a very useful thing to have, but you will find that it's somewhat situational and not something that you can rely on in many situations. But on the bright side, 2 evolves for free does open the door for some Skybound art synergy. Overall, Combustion Demon can definitely be considered a well-rounded, solid Shadowverse card. When a nicely statted follower does this many different things and all of them range from decent to great, there's a pretty high chance that it's going to see play at some point. It's a very splashable card in a similar yet opposite way compared to Goblin Queen, where Goblin Queen helps decks be more proactive by making strong boards on their first evolve turn. Combustion Demon is an easy response to strong Last Words followers that can slot into a wide variety of slower decks. For these slower decks, one obvious card to potentially replace with Combustion Demon is Fluffy Angel. They both take up a 3 play point slot, and while Fluffy Angel is very simple but reliable, Combustion Demon brings far more mid and late game value to the table with evolve and enhance effects, and a fanfare that can sometimes be worth more than healing for 4. I think Combustion Demon will almost inevitably see play at every level, if not when he's released, then at some point in the near future. He has so many different effects that are all good in a variety of situations, and he's very splashable like a more defensive Goblin Queen. Denying Last Words is inherently very meta dependent, so we could see Combustion Demon phasing in and out of the meta alongside strong Last Words effects like Razia. I have no doubt we'll be seeing plenty of this Oxygen Fueled Menace throughout the year.